Welcome students. This is the second part of my video on what is democracy and why democracy. So in the previous video we have already learned about the features of democracy. So in this part of my video we will learn the features of democracy only with the examples. Okay? And here you can see the first feature of democracy is that the rulers elected by the people take all the major decisions. So this is the first and foremost feature of democracy. The rulers elected by the people take all the major decisions. So there are some countries, okay, which are not following these first features of democracy, and they are telling themselves as a democratic country. Okay, so in case of Pakistan, okay. The General Pervez Musharraf led a military camp in October 1990. Okay, so General Pervez Musharraf rule of Pakistan from 1919 will give us one important feature of democracy. So this Pakistan is also one country which is a democratic country. It takes itself as a democratic country, but the first feature which says the ruler elected by the people take all the major decisions. So this Pakistan is not following these features of democracy, and they are telling themselves and they are considered themselves as a democratic country. How we will study in case of Pakistan. Okay, so General Pervez Musharraf rule of Pakistan from 1990 will give us one important feature of democracy. Okay, so in 1990 he came to power. General Pervez Musharraf led a military camp. Okay, in October 1990, and he overthrew all the democratically elected government and declared himself as the chief executive of the country. So first thing he came, he led the military coup, and he first overthrew all the democratically elected person. Okay, democratically elected means elected by the people. He threw that type of government and declared himself as the chief executive of a country. And in 2002, he held a referendum in the country that granted him a five-year extension and also designated himself as a president of Pakistan. So in 2002, what he did, he passed a referendum. Okay, he held a referendum. So according to that, what was there, he extended his tenure into 5 years, and he himself designated as a president of Pakistan. He declared himself as the president of Pakistan. Okay. Then after that, this referendum was based on malpractices and fraud. So how he became the president? By malpractices and by doing lot of fraud. Okay, he became and he declared himself as the president of Pakistan. So that is totally against the democracy. Okay, democratic form of government. So in August 2002, Musharraf issued legal framework order that amended the constitution of Pakistan. According to this order, president can dismiss the national or provincial assembly. So in August 2002, what he did, he issued a legal framework order. So in that order, according to that order, what he can do, he amended, he made some changes in the constitution. Okay, and he also had got a lot of power in his hand. So and with that power only, what power he got, he can dismiss the national or provincial assemblies. Okay, so he can dismiss the democratically elected government also, and he can dismiss the provincial assemblies also. However, some powers were given to the hands of democratically elected government but most of the power remained in the hands of General Pervez Musharraf. So what he can do, he became a type of a dictator, So okay, and he can do whatever he like in Pakistan. Okay, and that final decision was in the hands of Pervez Musharraf. He can do whatever he like in Pakistan. Okay, only the little power, the small power are given to the democratically elected government. Okay, so in case of Pakistan, by seeing the case of Pakistan, we can say that Pakistan is not a democratic country. Okay, but the Pakistan says itself and consider itself as a democratic country. So now we can say that Pakistan is not a democratic country because it is not following the first feature of the democracy, that is rulers elected by the people take all the major decisions. Okay, so here in case of Pakistan, rulers, those who are elected by the people, okay, the power was not in their hand, the power was in the hands of Musharraf. Okay, only the small powers are given to the people, to the ruler who is elected by the people. All the powers were had in the Musharraf. So studying this, we can say that the Pakistan is not a democratic form of type of government. Okay, does not follow a democratic form of government. Okay. So, my dear students, Pakistan cannot be termed as a people's rule. The government of Pakistan cannot be termed as people's rule because all the powers were hands in the Pervez Musharraf. Okay, and there were no powers or very less power given to the ruler who are elected by the people. So it can be termed as the people's rule. So this first feature, that is the rulers elected by the people take all the major decisions. This first features of democracy is that the democracy, the final decisions making power must rest with the elected by the people, to the government elected by the people. But in case of Pakistan, the powers was in the hand of Pervez Musharraf. So because of that, the Pakistan, we cannot say Pakistan as a democratic country. Okay, so moving on to the next case, we see to the next point we see. So moving on, the next feature of democracy is free and fair electoral competition. So we can take, so in this second feature of democracy, we can take the example of China and Mexico. Okay, we can take the example of China and Mexico, whether these two countries are following this second feature of democracy or not. But they tell themselves as a democratic country, but I'll give you some example that proves that this two country is not a democratic country. Okay. So what happened actually in case of China? Okay. The example of China and Mexico will give us understanding of this feature of democracy, that is free and fair electoral competition. So we can take the example of China and Mexico to understand the feature of democracy, second feature of democracy, that is free and fair election competition. Okay, so in every 5 years, what happens in China is actually in every 5 years there is an election in China. Okay, and 3,000 members were elected, and with their vote president is elected. So peoples are elect 3,000 member of parliament. Okay, and these 3,000 members elects president. So Okay, so here, out here, there is no problem. Now, the people is electing 3,000 member of parliament and 3,000 member elects the president. Here is no problem. Okay, but problem is, out of 3,000 members, some were elected by army. So out of 3,000 members, you can take 1,000 members are elected by army. Okay, military base. Okay, armies, and a candidate must be a member of Chinese Communist Party or other 8 small parties which support CCP, Chinese Commercial Party, in order to fight election. So out here the problem is only those members can contest an election who are from Chinese Communist Party. So in China, what happens? This Chinese Communist Party dominates the formation of government. Okay, so in China usually what happens, only the Communist Party, the member of Communist Party forms the government. Okay, so I'm just giving you the example. So out of 3,000 members, also 1,000 are elected by army, and only those person can elect, those person can contest election. Okay, who is from Chinese Communist Party. Okay, so here you can say that there is no free and fair election. Okay, so in order to fight election, that is the reason why every time the government is always formed by CCP. Okay, and so in the case of China, Chinese people have no option. They are forced to elect the member of one party only, that is from Chinese Communist Party. So here we can say that so 3,000 members of parliament, you can say, is from Chinese Communist Party only. Okay, there is other parties also. There are other parties also, opposition parties also. There are other opposition parties also. But what happens? This Chinese Communist Party always dominates other small parties. They does not, by their malpractices and other things, they somehow suppress or they somehow stop the other parties to form the government, because these party are the dominant party in China. Okay, Chinese Communist Party. So only the members who are from Chinese Communist Party forms the government. Okay, and people also have to elect the member of this party only as to run the country, to form the government, because the people have no other option. Obviously there is opposition party also, but this Communist Party, they are a dominant party, and they somehow they will try with so many other things to suppress them down. Okay, so they will not let the opposition party to rise in power. So because of this, in China there is no free and fair election. Okay, because only one party, that is Chinese Communist Party, is forming the government. There are no other. This Chinese Communist Party does not allow other party to form the government. Okay. So these things happens in China, which we can say that they tell themselves as a democratic country, but that is not the case, because in China there is no free and fair election. Only the members of Chinese Communist Party is forming the government. Okay, even though people don't like them, they have to elect the members from Chinese Communist Party only, because there is no other option, because this party is the dominant party in China. Okay, so from here you can say that the China is not a democratic country, because it is not following the second feature of democracy, that is free and fair electoral. So there is another country also as example, which says itself as, and which consider itself as a democratic country, but it does not follow free and fair election. Okay, so the country is Mexico, okay, and in case of Mexico, what is there is that Mexico became, the history of Mexico is that it became independent in 1930, okay, and it holds elections after every 6 years, and it also elects president after every 6 years by vote from the people, okay, and Mexico has never been under the military or director's rule. But after 2000, there was one party named PRI, and its full form is Institutional Revolutionary Party. Okay, actually, this is just the opposite full form. Okay, Institutional Revolutionary Party. Okay, so there was this party in Mexico which after 2000 it dominated the Mexico, and only the member of PRI became, okay, only the member of PRI became, and only the member of PRI formed, only this party formed the government, and they also dominated other party as same as in China, okay. Okay, so what this party, Institutional Revolutionary Party (PRI), as they employed many corrupt practices. So this party dominated this party dominated in Mexico. Okay, as they used to follow many corrupt practices. Okay, and unethical means. Okay, they used to follow some corrupt means to win the election. Okay, like there are so many corrupt means. Okay, that they used to follow to win the election, by giving bribes and all, by beating people. Okay, and there are so many other means they used to follow, and they used to win the election and form the government. So this party was most dominant in Mexico, and they, from the members of this party, only form the government. Okay, so how this party, what was the trick used by this party to win the election? Number one is government official had to attend their party meeting. So all the government party, okay, had to attend their meeting. So this party was in rule, and this party, whatever this party used to say, the other people had to do. Okay, so number one, the tricks used by them was, number one, the government officer had to attend the party. Okay, number two is teacher of government school used to force parents to vote for PRI. So teachers of the government school used to force the parents. So the teachers of the government school used to force the parents to vote for PRI, this party. Understand? And number three is media. So this media was totally under this party only. So media used to show only the good things about the PRI, and they were not allowed to show the bad things about the PRI. And they used to show, and the media used to show the bad things about the opposition party. Okay, and they used to show only the good things about the PRI. Okay. And polling booth, number 4 is polling booth were shifted, which made it difficult for people to cast their vote. So they used to shift the polling booths, okay, that is unethical or corrupt practices they used to do in the polling booth, okay, to win the election. The PRI Spain, this party was the ruling party in Mexico. That's why they used to spend a large sum of money in campaigning, okay, for the election candidate, for the elected candidates, okay, for the election to win the election, okay. So these are all the major tricks that was used by PRI to win the election and to be the dominant party in Mexico. Only the member of this party used to be the form the government. Okay. So this was not fair election. So this was not fair election, and to win against the ruling party. To win against this PRI party, okay, or you can say the ruling party became very difficult because all the power were there in hand, and they were even though the people didn't like this party, the people had to vote for this party only, okay, because they used to practice corrupt. They used to win the election by a lot of corruption, and they used to do so many tricks, okay, that to win the election. And malpractices also they used to practice, okay, and they used so many corrupt practices and unethical means to win the election. So we can say that the Mexico is not following the number 2 feature of democracy, that is free and fair election. So there was no free and fair election in Mexico, so that one good party wins the elections and forms the government. Okay, all the powers were in the hands of the PRI. Only this party always used to form the government. Okay, so we can say that Mexico is also not a democratic country, because here this Mexico is not following the number 2 feature of democracy, that is free and fair. So my dear students, will be the third day. Okay, I will come up with third feature of democracy in the next video. Till then, stay home, stay safe, and have a nice day.